by Tiny Karen.
Hello! Hi!
Who's going to be somehow entertaining me for the duration of this sewing period.
Mostly by beating her on the head.
I finished that dress that I was complaining about last night.
It's beautiful!
It's somewhere in the region of over there. There it is. Right. Right there.
That was so professional.
That is what this podcast is all about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Business professionalism.
Business professionalism.
Which we have learned a lot about this week.
Yes, we have.
So,
Indeed.
that being said, I have to get started on, guess what else I did? Made a skirt.
Yeah.
Because I just found out an hour ago that I have another model that I didn't know about.
Popped right up. Hey, guess what, Libby?
Oh, and she's a child.
And we don't know her size.
So I made her this little skirt out of the scraps that I have. Matches the dresses.
So cute.
It's as good as it's gonna get. So I just told her to wear a cute shirt and some cowboy boots or something.
It's darling. There's not a thing wrong with that.
Ah!
You just randomly made it.
Now that I've been like, hello, look at all the things that I made.
Yes.
Maybe I can do my work.
Maybe. Okay. Just don't rage quit with the iron right in front of you.
Throw the iron down.
I'm afraid that it'll come flying towards my tiny head.
As long as I don't receive any more unsolicited Facebook messages, I won't Hulk out. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to get on Facebook from my phone, but
okay,
I'm a tard.
You are.
I'm a Facebook tard.
No, I mean, you can stare at my face while I get on Facebook because I have to check some people's measurements. I'm not going to check messages.
All right, are we still recording?
Oh, we're always recording.
Okay, because I can say that I'm going to be reading from. Because you have to tell people what you're doing.
And we're reading an excerpt?
Yeah, we're excerpting. Let's see. It's a Harlequin intrigue. Her Royal Bodyguard by something Sullivan. Oh, that's good. By something Sullivan. Wow,
can I show everyone the cover art?
Oh God, yes. I Sullivan, L Sullivan. It's not legible anymore.
We scribbled it out.
Did you scribble it out?
It's one of the Sullivans. But because I only like romance novels that have guys with eye patches in them, one of my fellow knitters makes me this beautiful cover art whenever she's done reading these, I can only assume, raunchy romance novels. We never actually get to that part.
No.
There you go, madame.
Thank you.
Now stop bothering me. I'm doing important business here.
Oh, shut it.
It's
too bad we don't
There
have
we go.
number 781, Denim Detective.
Ooh, Denim Detective.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that on my reading list.
It's Joyce Sullivan.
Oh, so it's a J.
It's a J.
We were wrong.
I was so wrong.
You are so wrong.
I'm so wrong. My favorite part about these books is that they come with a cast of character list and a map. It's just like Tolkien.
That's all you need to be raised to that level.
Yeah,
a map
and a cast of characters, or Dostoevsky, because you always need like a cast of characters and a family tree.
None of that ever works for me though. Like my brain cannot remember where on the map someone is going when it's referenced in the book.
No.
Does that work for anybody's brains?
I don't know.
Why don't you know what everyone else's brains do?
Because my brains don't do nothing. But this map is marked with things like San Diego Bay, Highway 54, Mission Beach. I mean, these are important points to know. And Rory's house.
Oh, Rory. Oh, here's your yarn. I had it in a place where it wouldn't get messed with by the cat, and so then the cat messed with it.
Right, of course.
So then I had to put it far, far away.
Your cats don't drag it around and put it in front of your bedroom door
Well,
in the morning.
I was sewing, and then they both just fell on my foot. And so I looked down there, and I was just like, oh, I thought I bumped them, and no, there was like a little furry creature in there that was like, can I make biscuits on your legs while you're sewing? And then I said, no, and I smited her.
It's too bad that she wasn't made of this yarn. Because that would be... I want a cat that's made out of sparkle.
What is that? Fun fur?
It's some sort
Sparkle
of
fur?
terrifying acrylic plasticide.
Plasticide.
Okay, let's see. What is this? It's called Built Eyelash. Pink Passion.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
That's gonna be the name of my romance novel.
Hello Kitty gets it. I mean, okay, here we go. Cast of characters for Her Royal Bodyguard. Are you ready? I'm not.
Are they all gonna be Mexicans again this time?
No, they're
The last book had to specify that everyone was Mexican.
Everyone was Mexican. The Mexican.
The Mexican gangster.
The
The Mexican
woman,
waitress.
The Mexican boy. Oh my god. No, this. Oh, should I read the back first? Okay.
I was just high-fiving myself a little bit for making this pattern the right size.
That wasn't yes for the.
Yes!
Yes, you should read
That
it.
was free.
Yeah.
That was free reading.
I think I'm gonna read the back first.
Okay.
Okay. In quotes, and in bold type, and in yellow, and in, like, the font is enormous. It says, you are a princess, betrothed to Prince Laurent of Ducharme. My duty is to train you in royal protocol, and to keep you alive.
How is Ducharme spelled?
Ducharme.
Ducharme.
Oh, it could be Dutcherme.
No. It's Ducharme.
Ducharme. But I like Ducharme.
Ducharme. With the accent.
Because you can say douche.
Duh.
Learning of her secret birthright shocked Rory Kenilworth. With
Kenilworth?
Kenilworth, yes, she's a dog farmer. But with accidents befalling her and deadly bullets flying, these are not rubber bullets, these are deadly bullets.
Ooh,
She
snap.
had no time for regrets. She had to claim her heritage and somehow resist the fierce emotion blazing in the eyes of her tutor and self-appointed bodyguard, compelling and mysterious Royal Secretary Sebastian Guimond. Oh, it's one hell of a
Self-appointed? So she got to pick him, or what?
No, he picked
her.
He picked himself. Which makes his palms hairy. Okay, the unpolished and dangerously charming princess left Prince Laurent, alias Sebastian, speechless.
Laurent?
His plan to safeguard Rory by going undercover as his own secretary had backfired.
That was a lot of words.
Because stopping the relentless killer depended on hardening his own heart against the woman he was honor-bound to marry, but forbidden to love. I don't get it. Okay, so
he's betrothed to her, but he's not allowed to love her.
Right. He's not allowed to love her, and he has to pretend to be his own secretary.
I think someone's confused about how that kind of marriage works.
Or maybe hire
It's not
a
that you're
bodyguard.
not allowed to. It's just that you often don't yet, right? When you're betrothed to someone.
Well, and
Maybe in Ducharme, you're not allowed to love anybody.
maybe
Love is forbidden.
That's Germanesque of you.
I am Germanesque.
Yes. Okay. So we've established that the plot of the book is terrible. The names are Rory Kenilworth, our heroine,
And it's in Germany.
and Prince Laurent Sebastian Guimond, Prince of Ducharme. So no, it's Ducharme. It's that kingdom in between Monaco and somewhere else. That's small, but used in every romance novel and or young adult fiction romance novel. It exists somewhere near Switzerland. Okay, cast of characters.
All right, I'm ready.
Prince Auguste of Estaire. He sacrificed his marriage and his daughter for the good of his country.
Wow.
I don't know who he is.
That's bad.
Yeah. What? Why did he sacrifice? Huh? Anyway, Sophia or Sophia Kenilworth, depending on whether you're British or not.
I'm voting not.
Okay, Sophia.
Did you know that my little sister was almost named Sophia because she was born on the sofa?
No. No! That's fantastic!
But then my parents decided that they didn't want to make her suicidal at such a young age.
I was gonna say, an entire lifetime's worth of therapy. Lifetime? Sorry, lifetime worth of therapy. Oh my lord, that's fantastic.
I know. I don't know why I don't bring that up, like, in
I don't
front
know
of
why you
her
don't call her
boyfriend and
Sofa.
stuff more often.
Just be like, shut up, Sofa.
She probably wouldn't get it.
Oh,
Oh, she's special.
oh, that's so horrible. I'm so glad they didn't do it. Oh, the poor thing. Okay, Sophia Kenilworth, she died before she could tell her daughter of her birthright.
Okay.
Which I think
So she's some type of royalty person.
Sophia died before she could tell Rory about Rory's birthright, but that is not the grammatical construction of that sentence fragment.
Boo.
Thank you very much. Rory Kenilworth, was this princess in training wed for love or a crown? Oh, I'm sorry, no. Will this princess in training wed for love or a crown? One of the benefits of
Crowns
me
are
reading
shinier.
is that I might read it so that it is more fun than it was to begin with.
I can read words, dude.
I like the words. Oh, Prince Laurent of Ducharme. He went undercover to protect the princess he was duty-bound to marry.
You said duty.
Duty. Prince Olivier of Estaire. He was unable to father an heir for his country. Princess Penelope of Estaire. Olivier's wife would go to any lengths to give birth to the next heir to the throne of Estaire. Not Ducharme.
Ducharme.
Oh my god.
I'm confused.
I'm so confused. Heinrich and his merry men. Yes, that's an actual quote. Heinrich
Is
and
he
his
like
merry men
Robin Hood?
was one of these bodyguards. Oh, the bodyguard. Was one of these bodyguards involved in a plot to kill Rory?
That's the description of that character?
Yes.
It's a question?
Yes.
I love this book.
Oh my god. Renaud D'Artois, Dartois. If any of our readers or listeners has a better pronunciation, please, God, let
Jesse?
me know. That's right. How loyal was Prince Olivier's private secretary? Oh, it's always the private secretary, and he's usually doing some naughty with some young, also evil. Oh no. Oh, Odette Schoenfeld. Odette Schoenfeldt. Schoenfeld. The palace press secretary's job was to nip scandals in the bud.
You said nip.
I also said bud. Oh my god.
I wish we were drunk right now.
This is exhausting. Claude Dupont, he made chemicals. No. He blamed Prince Laurent for his sister's death.
Do you remember how long it took us to get to the cast of characters on the other one?
It was like 2
2 days.
Yes, because they were all Mexican.
They were. That made it very hard to pronounce.
Yes, it was. Muy difícil. Otto Gascon was Rory's elderly neighbor, friend, or foe. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Let me read that again. Otto Gascon was Rory's elderly neighbor, friend, or foe.
Okay.
Poor Otto. He probably doesn't have enough oomph to whack people, so it can't be him.
Nah.
Oh, wow.
I'm
Okay.
guessing that since they're making us guess, he's probably a foe.
I'd say, yeah. Well, when in doubt.
When in doubt.
Oh my god. Okay, well, she has some acknowledgments and stuff like that, but they're too vomitous to read. Prologue. Oh my god. There's the prologue. I love it. Oh, Joyce Sullivan. She probably got paid for the prologue, so.
It's probably not even her real name.
Probably not. Sophia Kenilworth couldn't put off the inevitable for too much longer. She'd lied to her daughter, Charlotte Aurora, about her birth, about her father, and about her heritage.
Oh, I get it. Rory. Charlotte Aurora.
Wow. Because you choose Rory over all of those.
When you're a fancy person with a birthright,
Yes.
definitely.
She'd have to tell Rory the truth soon, before her 23rd birthday, when that despicable marriage treaty would come into effect. Her source in Esther had informed Sophia that her former stepson, Prince Olivier, and his wife, Princess Penelope, were still childless after 3 years of marriage. Jesus, it's already a tangled web we weave badly. Despite rumors that they'd been consulting with fertility specialists, there had been no announcement of a pregnancy that might save Rory from an arranged marriage to a crown prince. Oh, gee, that's so hard. An arranged marriage to a crown prince.
Rude.
That's just terrible. Sophia was no fool. She knew Prince Olivier was as much a martinet as his father, Prince Auguste, had been, always placing the principality and what was best for Esther above the needs of his own child's happiness.
Is he the one that sacrificed his child?
I think so.
Like
walked up the mountain,
satanic or
put
something?
put him on the altar, raised up the knife. And then God said, wait a minute. Okay, let's see. Sophia's deceased ex-husband had viewed the treaty as a brilliant political and economic move that would settle a 300-year-old feud with the neighboring country of Ducharme and ensure that Esther had a suitable heir apparent in the event that his son Prince Olivier was unable to produce one. That was quite a sentence.
No!
Jam in the plot. Jam in the plot. We don't know how to tell, so we're showing jam in the plot. Okay. With no sign of an heir on the horizon, Sophia knew that it was futile to hold out hope that Prince Olivier would rescind
Would not
the
become
contract.
one of the Borg.
I don't know, what sound do Borg make? I forgot.
Just like that. They're very scary.
We are the Borg. During her 2-year marriage to Prince Olivier's father, Sophia had become well versed in the stifling complexities and obligations of royal life. But that damn marriage treaty had been the breaking point of her tolerance. This is so badly written. Sophia had cried, ranted, and threatened divorce for months. She cried for months. And ranted for months. She must have had
And then threatened for months?
And then threatened. Her throat must have really hurt her.
Oh, man.
She couldn't believe that her beloved prince, who'd chosen her, an American bride without a family trust fund or an ounce of nobility in her veins, had heartlessly consigned his daughter to a loveless marriage. But at least she'd succeeded in giving Rory a normal childhood away from the spotlight in exchange for the sacrifice Prince August expected his daughter to make for her country.
This is full of sacrifices.
Yes, yes. Under the terms of the separation agreement, Sophia had no obligation to tell Rory of her birthright until her 23rd birthday. If Rory happened to fall in love and marry in the meantime, well then, say la vie. Oh, we've got French.
Ooh, this book just got fancy.
Fancy, dancy, fancy. Okay. Oh, okay, yes, thank you. Oh, yeah.
My throat is so hoarse from making fun of stuff.
From crying.
And crying.
Screaming and taunting and threatening for weeks, months. Mm.
Oh, that's better.
Yes, today's book this section is brought to you by Ice Mountain.
Ice Mountain!
100% natural spring water. That was great. Wow. Especially the
We'll probably get a letter from them being like, please never use our product again.
please make that pink-haired woman stop singing. Whatever you do. Okay.
Whatever. That was worth millions.
It'll go viral. Okay, let's see. Oh, we end with the fancy French. Oh my god, this is so bad. Sophia frowned worriedly and stirred her tea. Oh, she's actually somewhere. She's drinking tea.
She's in a place
She's not just
Where there's tea.
bodiless and randomly thinking. This is page 10, and this is the first time we've had anything concrete happening. She stirred her tea and frowned worriedly. Unfortunately, Rory wasn't seeing anyone, despite Sophia's urgings that she go out more often.
urgings.
Sophia consoled herself with the knowledge that she had done her best to prepare Rory for the future that awaited her. By never telling her what was going to happen?
She gave her tea. Come on.
We don't know that. Rory has not shown up to drink the tea.
Oh.
Only Sophia is drinking the tea.
Oh, that's right.
She'd encouraged her daughter's love of knowledge and had given her a broad range of experiences. She'd insisted Rory study French and had carefully chosen the small private college that would encourage Rory to find her strengths. And Sophia would be there to guide her daughter through the transition to palace life, provided, of course, that Rory forgave her for keeping this secret. With a shaking hand, Sophia carried her mug of raspberry tea out to the cliffside garden of their La Jolla home that overlooked the Pacific Ocean. The water was lazy this afternoon. Oh my god. The waves jiggling and lifting like huge rolls of blue-green gelatin, topped with whipped cream.
These are the waves.
I don't think you have enough jiggle.
My arms aren't very jiggly.
You need mine for that. Oh my god, the water is jiggling and lifting like jello.
I think she's high.
Surfers in wetsuits bobbed among the waves. How could they bob in jello? They would swirch. Oh my god.
This book's a winner. So glad we picked it.
Sophia settled into the wooden swing. Somehow she's getting into the layers of wood. She's not settling onto the wooden swing.
Into the swing.
Then perched on an outcropping of sandstone at the rear of the sun-drenched garden. It was Rory's favorite place to dream and read, with the world and the ocean at her feet. Sophia kicked the swing into motion. How was she supposed to tell Rory she was a princess, or explain that her father had betrothed her to a prince? Sophia never had time to find the right words. With a sickening lurch, the cliff beneath the swing gave way. Crying out in horror, she plummeted to the rocky beach below.
Did that really just happen?
Yes!
Bye, Sophia.
Bye, Sophia!
I know we just met, but whatever.
We loved your tea so well.
Guess we didn't need you and your stupid tea and your jello waves.
Because there's a little page break, and then it says, in caps, La Jolla woman killed in fall. I guess she was killed in the autumn.
You're a douche, Arme.
The 10-day-old newspaper headline made the reader's pulse thrum with excitement. Was Princess Charlotte Aurora dead? There was a mention of a cliff and a swing. This had to be it.
That sounds kinky.
The reader eagerly devoured the details. Neptune Place, erosion, the dangers of building homes on Cretaceous sandstone along the California coast. The victim was pronounced dead on arrival. That's the end of the quote of the article. Dead for the paltry sum of 100,000 American dollars. Whoa, wait a minute.
Okay.
They had to pay $100,000 to knock someone off?
Off of a porch?
Off of a porch? Because last I heard, it was like $200.
Seriously.
I mean, come on.
They could have at least afforded like a sniper rifle.
I would have thought so.
This book is unrealistic.
Yeah! I know.
That person was unrealistically murdered.
I've had people killed for much less. I've had their porches collapse. Okay, let's see. There was no mention that foul play was suspected. The thrill of having successfully gotten away with murder buzzed in the reader's brain like the finest champagne. What? Prince Lawrence would not be marrying Princess Charlotte Aurora after all. Slowly, as if relishing the last bites of a delectable meal, the reader read the final sentence of the article. The victim was identified as Sophia Kenilworth. No! This could not be! The reader gouged the newsprint with the ornate silver-plated letter opener. Oh! A clue! With the ornate silver-plated letter opener from the desk. The wrong woman had died! Princess Charlotte Aurora still lived. Oh, God. Dun, dun, dun. End of chapter.
Where could this ever be going?
I gotta have a drink.
I just don't know.
I don't either. How's the cutting going out?
That's alright.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go put on, like, comfier outfit, though. My bra is, like, stabbing me.
Should I read to the cat?
She looks pretty into it.
She does.
Hopefully you weren't doing anything gross that I'll have to see when I watch this back later.
I did blow my nose, so.
On the cat?
No. Hey,
She'd be cool with it.
that is my sparkle yarn that I was gonna give to your mom. Sort of. But don't throw it on the floor. Okay?
She'll either eat it or throw it on the floor.
Well, she's throwing it on the floor and her mouth is open, so.
Of course it is.
Oh my god. Are we ready for chapter 1? Because that was just a prologue. Do you have the strength for chapter 1?
I think I could handle one chapter.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna have to cut you off.
Yes, I think that's probably wise. Okay, chapter 1. 8 months later. It was her first birthday without her mother. Rory Kenilworth felt the raw ache of loss squeeze her throat as she stuck a birthday candle in her morning cranberry muffin, just as her mother Sophia would have done. Because we've forgotten from the page before that Sophia was her mother.
Who would do that? No one would do that. I'm so sad that I don't have my mom. I think I'll get out some birthday candles and stick them in my muffin. That's her voice right there.
I like that. She was not going to cry. She sniffled. Okay, maybe she was. I miss you, Mom. This is all in italics. I wish you were here singing off key and giving me a birthday card announcing this year's bonding adventure.
Oh my god.
Yes, that was what it said. Bonding adventure.
I want to go on a bonding adventure with my mom.
I want to go on a bonding adventure with James Bond.
That would be awesome.
Whew. Okay, just not Roger Moore. Her mother's birthday presents had always taken the form of memorable moments spent together rather than the exchange of material objects.
Well, aren't you special? You're ruining this for me.
I'm sorry. A trip to Egypt to see the Great Pyramids of Giza. An Alaskan cruise to see the
Great Pyramids of Alaska.
to see the Great Mosquitoes of Doom. Backpacking in the Grand Canyon. A tour of Thailand. Period. Rory's favorite had been the trip to Prince Edward Island to see Green Gables, the home of Anne Shirley, one of her favorite fictional heroines, who had the enviable ability to express herself in a way that Rory rarely had the confidence to mimic.
Lame.
My God. Even the less agreeable aspects of those birthday adventures, such as having a 50-pound pack strapped to her back, her fear of horses, or her tendency to get motion sickness, couldn't dampen her fond memories today. What? She gets motion sick and her mother took her on a cruise. Yeah.
That's dumb.
Wow.
Her mom is dumb.
Well, and she's afraid of horses, and yeah. So she's dumb and her mom's. Following in the footsteps of tradition, Rory lit the candle and stared into the leaping yellow flame. Tears collided in her throat.
Whoa! How'd they get in there?
Oh my God, it's gonna get better. Happy birthday to me, she sang quietly. Happy birthday to me. She broke off with a choked sob as pink wax dribbled down the candle onto her muffin. Oh God, her muffin.
She's ruining a perfectly good muffin!
Her cranberry muffin. No! Rory covered her mouth with her hand and blinked rapidly to stem the tears stinging her eyes. She could hear the echo of her mother's soft alto singing in her ears. See her mother's proud smile. She could hear the echo singing in her ears. I don't understand. Is this English?
Maybe this was translated from another language.
Rory was not going to fall apart. She could share her birthday with her mother in spirit.
Alright.
She sighed, causing the candle
She's gonna get drunk.
flicker. Okay, what to wish for? Oh my God. Usually she wished to meet her father, but since that hadn't happened on her 22 previous birthdays, and she hadn't found any information about him in her mother's belongings after her death, Rory wasn't going to waste her wish again. If she could have anything...
Wishes come true, y'all.
If she could have anything in the world, it would be to have her mother back. But wishing wouldn't make that happen. She frowned. How about the miracle loss of 10 pounds in a single day? Those kinds of diets never lasted. A good hair day? She grabbed a fistful of amber curls, hopefully on her head. I'm sorry, you may have to edit that one.
Oh no, that's staying in.
Another miracle request that had no chance of ever coming true. How about someone tall, dark, and handsome who had read the classics?
That's pretty vague.
Isn't that Rachel Maddow?
Oh, yes.
Okay, yeah.
I get this now. Starting to get it.
She didn't specify. You gotta be specific on wishes. Now that had potential. She rolled her eyes heavenward and laughed. Bet you never thought I'd make a wish like that, Mom. But then she'd never been lonely while her mother was alive. Her mother had been her best friend, as well as her parent and her only family.
And her only friend.
Her mother had apparently been Saint Teresa. Rory upgraded her wish to a tall, handsome male under 35 who knew that the classics referred to literature, not cartoons featuring a smart aleck rabbit or a roadrunner, and blew out the candle.
I wonder what she's referencing there.
I can't imagine.
Hmm.
The doorbell chimed over the muffled roar of the surf.
Muffled roar.
Of the surf, which is so far away that you can die from your...
And you can barely hear the doorbell in your own house.
Yeah.
Over it.
Because you're so high above the surf that you can fall...
Because you're so high.
Well, yeah. Oh my god. Okay, anyway. Okay. That was freaky. That was Rory. Rory ran her fingers through the riotous curls that slipped out from her ponytail no matter how hard she tried to contain them, and tightened the belt of her mother's red silk kimono that she donned over her sleeve shirt.
She had a really weird relationship with her mother.
Not for a moment did she really think she'd find a tall, dark, and handsome man on her doorstep at 8:27 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Peggy, what are you doing? I hear jingling.
She was with the jingly things. Oh!
You want to get beat, cat?
Okay, let's see. The doorbell is ringing. She's dressed in... I'm
She just galloped down the hall. She'll be back in about 5 seconds.
In her own special galumphing way.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, it was her birthday and she was keeping her options open.
Ooh, someone sent me a strippergram.
Oh, does it matter that the computer has gone dark?
It's probably just hanging out, but I'll check on it.
Okay.
It might have decided that we're too long-winded.
We're too boring for work.
Too boring for podcasting.
Oh my god, they're so boring.
Ta-da!
And we're back! Even though we never left. To them.
Okay, so I'm cutting off the scallops of lace, if you need to know what I'm doing.
And then
People
she's going to put
out
them back
there.
on.
Yes.
Later. Which makes me...
This is the part that really, makes my neck hurt.
Well, and it looks so amazing when it's done. That, yeah, I can't imagine that. Alright, okay, so, it's her birthday.
Yes.
Her stomach lurched.
Ew, gross.
Apparently her house is giving her motion sickness. And she peered through the glass door and recognized the sleek silver bob and Ann Taylor wardrobe of her mother's Steel Magnolia lawyer, Marta Ishling, who was not in the cast of characters.
No.
Was it a coincidence that Marta had chosen today to drop by? She opened the door. Marta, this is a surprise. The lawyer's surgically perfected face stretched into a taut smile as she held up the briefcase clutched in a manicured hand. The briefcase.
So I'm imagining that Marta looks exactly like Mallory Archer.
Yes. Yes.
Based
That's
on
what
her
I'm
description.
imagining. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Either that or one of those robots in the vodka commercials.
Yeah.
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 Happy birthday, Rory. I'm here this morning at your mother's behest. May I come in?
It's not how Mallory Archer talks.
She just sounds like...
She's just like... She's like Mrs. Bouquet.
Bucket. Rory's hand faltered on the doorknob.
I don't know how to open this thing.
A fresh spate of tears stung her eyes like dust. Apparently, she has some wicked nasty
Dusty tears.
because they were colliding in her throat. They were stinging her eyes, and now another barrage, stinging again.
But like dust this time.
Of course. Can I offer you some coffee or a glass of orange juice?
Or this muffin that's now covered in wax.
Or a waxy cranberry muffin with my tears colliding all over it? No, thank you, dear. Perhaps later after we talk. Rory stepped back to let the lawyer, she's a lawyer, don't forget, she's a lawyer, enter. Her palms damp and her stomach churning. The lawyer is nervous. Oh no, wait, that's Rory.
No, that's right.
Marta's heels clicked on the marble slabs that formed a compass on the floor of the foyer as she crossed to the sunset red inspired great room.
What? Sunset red inspired?
Oh my god. Why are
Or
you
it's an
describing the
inspired room.
house? Why are you describing the house now as someone is...
Wait, I forgot. What's the occupation of that lady who just came in the house?
Oh, I think she was, I think she's a cop.
That's right.
She settled on one of the white ultra-modern sofas. I don't know who she is, but she's one of the two. She's either Rory or the plumber. Oh, no, wait, the cop. Oh, no, wait,
Yep.
the waitress.
Oh, crap.
Rory sank into a nearby armchair and tried not... She's thinking, and tried not to appear anxious as Marta laid her briefcase on the bubble glass coffee table from which a bronze mermaid arose.
Sweet!
Oh my god.
Plus, this room is horribly decorated.
It's like an insane asylum. I confess I feel somewhat like a fairy godmother this morning. Oh! Marta laughed as she removed a black portfolio embossed with an unusual seal from her briefcase.
Birthcase.
From her briefcase. She held the portfolio on her lap as if guarding its contents. How much did your mother tell you about your father, Rory? This was about her father? Curiosity tingled in Rory's chest.
Gross.
Not much. I know he was a European businessman. Marta arched a thinly plucked brow.
This just gets better and better.
That's an interesting way of describing your father's occupation. Your father was Auguste Frederick Louis Karl Valcourt, the 10th ruling prince of Astaire, a small European principality located along the Rhine. Your mother was the prince's second wife for just over 2 years. You were the only child of the marriage. Rory gaped at the lawyer, stubbing her toe on the coffee table as her knee jerked in reaction. What? Wait, her knee jerked and so she stubbed her toe? Does she have no lower leg? Are they connected, the toe and the knee?
They are. They are.
Valcourt was the name on her birth certificate, though she never used it. She rubbed her toe, not her knee. My father was a prince? Yes, and you're a princess, Her Serene Highness Charlotte Aurora, Princess of Astaire, first in line to the throne. Marta beamed, preening.
I think I've seen this movie. Isn't it a Disney movie?
The throne? Rory felt dazed. She'd imagined many things about her father, but not this. Why hadn't her mother said anything? Which we also want to know. Her fragile self-esteem immediately provided the most logical answer. Her father hadn't wanted her, of course. You said my father was a prince? Compassion softened Marta's hazel eyes.
Happy birthday! Your dad's dead.
I'm afraid he died 7 years ago. But you do have an older half-brother, Prince Olivier, who is currently ruling Astaire. He is Prince Auguste's child by his first marriage, and may be trying to kill you.
She just laughs.
No, she didn't say that, he may be trying to kill him. I added that.
Oh.
Sorry.
Stop elaborating, you're making it interesting.
Oh! Rory's crushing disappointment over the loss of her father warred with the elation of discovering she had a brother. An older brother. She'd always wanted a sibling. Her mother's lawyer studied her. Lawyer. Your brother has arrived from Astaire for your birthday
Lawyer alert.
and wishes to meet you for dinner tonight. He's sending a car at 7. Tonight? She squeaked. But I need time to prepare. I don't have a thing to wear, and look at my hair. And also, I appear to be rhyming insanely. I need time to prepare. I don't have a thing to wear, and look at my hair.
So it's a musical.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. You'll do fine, Marta said. Panic broadsided Rory.
Who's Marta?
She's the electrician.
That's right.
She's a carpenter. She's come to fix the swing.
Wait, I thought she was a bronze mermaid.
No, she's a sunset red inspired.
No, she's
living
the
room.
interior decorator.
She's the compass on the foyer.
Nobody would believe there was a woman lawyer.
No.
Come on.
Oh my God! I
You're killing
get
me.
another drink of water.
I got the end of the bolt on this lining. It's so wrinkly.
Oh yeah. I don't know. Do they just like jam it together and then go around?
Yep.
Yeah.
I've bought like at least 3 bolts of fabric in the last month.
Oh wow.
So they kind of just have to give me whatever's there.
Yeah. So you're saying that you love ironing?
I love it so much.
Oh my God! I especially love ironing that slippery stuff.
I just love it. I hate this lining.
Yes.
I bought it because it matched so perfectly to the fabric. It's like from the same line or whatever.
Yes.
But I'm not going to use it again. It's so shitty.
Yeah.
It's just thin. It's see-through. It's completely see-through. So when I put the boning in, you can see it.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
How do they even make something like that?
I don't know.
Because, yeah, anyway. You would think it would be harder to make something really, really thin than... But apparently, yeah. Let's see. Okay. Continuing in this fascinating
saga.
chapter. Under the terms of your parents' separation agreement, you are not to be informed of your birthright until your 23rd birthday, when it was expected that you would assume certain responsibilities.
Like marrying strangers. Surprise!
Surprise! You're going to be in the public eye for the rest of your life and have to comport yourself with dignity. I hope you learned it. Your father left you a $5 million trust fund that will provide you with a generous allowance as of today. That'll help.
I'm gonna go shopping!
Oh my God. You'll find documents concerning the trust fund and the first monthly check in the portfolio, plus some photos of your mother. No, I'm sorry. Plus some photos your mother intended to give you on this occasion. Rory nodded, her knees shaking.
Just the knees?
Her knees are shaking.
That's kind of weird.
Even though she's not standing.
Are they like even attached to her legs?
Well, they have something to do with her toes.
You'd think her legs would be shaking.
Her hands would be shaking. She's sitting down. She's sitting down. Why are her knees shaking when she's sitting down? How is that even possible? Her butt would have to be shaking.
Because she's doing this dance.
She's doing the sexy dance.
Duh!
Oh, okay.
God.
All right. Okay.
Just broke out of nowhere.
She and her mother had been comfortably well off, but $5 million? She struggled to think through the layers of shock numbing her brain.
What did she think her mom did for a living?
Something Marta had said raised a red flag.
Who?
The watchmaker, Marta. What do you mean, certain responsibilities? Marta's smile faded a notch. Your brother will explain that to you this evening. She handed Rory the portfolio. I'll leave you to look at this in private. Call me on my cell phone if you have any questions. Happy birthday, Princess Charlotte Aurora. Princess Charlotte Aurora. Rory nearly fell out of her chair. Wait! What do? Should I curtsy? Should I address him as Your Highness? How do I act?
But she's not sitting in the kind of chair she could fall out of. I thought she was sitting in some kind of like squishy armchair.
Yeah.
She was just like flung herself over the sides.
Well, her knees shook her out of the chair so that she's bare. Okay.
Right, got it. Makes sense.
But Marta just waved and left. Oh, Marta, what a useless car wash employee. Rory's mouth opened and closed in soundless protest. This had to be a mistake. She could not be a princess. She had her life all planned out. She was going to open a children's bookstore and marry a nice, handsome man who loved literature as much as she did and was gay. They'd have 4 children. They'd have 4 children in a house overflowing with books, a dog, and her cat Bronte, who would apparently live forever.
Mm-hmm.
Unease furrowed her brow.
Gross.
I didn't realize Unease could do that. I didn't realize Unease could take action. But it did. It furrowed her brow.
You just don't know things.
I apparently don't. She hadn't liked the sound of her parents' separation agreement that Marta had mentioned. It sounded like a contract. And most contracts, she knew from the business course she'd taken,
Okay, that's random.
were difficult to break. Was that why her mother hadn't told her about her father? Rory felt sick to her stomach. She and her mother had always been close. Having this news dropped in her lap mere months after her mother's death felt like a betrayal. Her mother had been the one person she'd trusted most in her life to be honest with her. Why had Sophia lied to her?
She hates her.
Yes, obviously. Hoping to find answers, Rory opened the portfolio. Papers, documents, and photographs tumbled onto the coffee table. But Rory had only eyes.
She opened the folder like this.
Yes.
And the shit fell out.
Yeah, it's a portfolio, so, things fly out of it when you open it up.
It just explodes.
Yeah. Yes. But Rory only had eyes for one photograph. Tears blurred her vision. She only had eyes. Oh, never mind. She'd waited a lifetime to see the handsome blonde man wearing regal gold robes and a ruby-studded crown. The father who hadn't wanted her until now. I'm sorry, I have to read this. Hi, Dad. Your timing sucks. Paragraph break.
Ouch.
Ay. Okay. By the time the doorbell rang punctually at 7 p.m., Rory had drawn blood with her toenail clippers as she trimmed her nails, ripped 2 pairs of nylons and decided to do without them, and rejected as impractical the possibility of disguising herself as a paper bag princess.
What?
Paper bag princess. That is the only thing she gets props for, is knowing who the paper bag princess is.
I don't know.
That is a great story. And readers, please. It is so much better than this one. The Paper Bag Princess.
Readers?
Well,
readers of this podcast?
Readers of this podcast. Okay, so I'm a Luddite. Like, I'm going to call you dear readers because I'm a Jane Austen freak.
Dear readers of this podcast. Next time, let's wear Jane Austen-y style clothes.
Oh, if only. Okay, there wasn't a shopping bag large enough to contain the volume of her hair.
What?
Her hair has volume. It's a liquid. She stared at herself in the full-length mirror, her stomach churning with doubts. She spends a lot of time
Looking at herself?
thinking about her stomach.
Her stomach is really bad. Maybe she has Crohn's disease.
The dress she bought looked great, thanks to the cleavage that came courtesy of the water-filled bra that her personal shopper had convinced her to purchase.
Now, when you meet your brother for the first time,
You want to make sure that you look super sexy
Yes.
and big boobed. Okay? That's what we're learning here.
She just hadn't realized in the dressing room that the dress would be so snug against her backside, or that the narrow skirt that was so slimming would be so difficult to walk in. But the gorgeous fabric made her feel special.
I don't believe that it's gorgeous.
She might even order champagne to celebrate the gift of a newfound brother and drown out the wounded, angry voice in her head that kept asking why her mother had never told her the truth about her father or her heritage.
She turns into the Hulk and, like, rips up her new dress.
The French and English newspaper articles she'd found in the portfolio, along with her parents' wedding pictures, had only told her that her parents had had a whirlwind romance. There were no details about their divorce. That's surprising. That would be more popular than the wedding.
Right?
The doorbell rang again. Rory reached for her mother's black evening bag. She takes her mother's crap everywhere. She wears her clothes. She takes her bags. She's creepy.
She is creepy. I don't like it.
I like my mom's purse. It's so retro. It looked hideously conspicuous against the brilliant orange tones of the gown.
Okay, it would have been nice to have a little bit of forewarning to the brilliance of the bright orange gown.
Whoever said black went with everything was wrong.
Calling fabric gorgeous is not enough of a descriptive word for us to assume that it's bright orange.
Huh? She teetered toward the foyer in her high heels, feeling more awkward than elegant. Why had she believed the sales clerk's promise that strappy sandals were sexy? She felt strappy
Again,
enough.
with the sexiness.
I know. She felt strappy enough, but not the least bit sexy. Oh my god. The bell rang a third time before she could reach the door. Coming! She called out, hurrying forward. To her dismay, she heard fabric rip.
I'm pretty sure I have seen this Disney movie before.
I think so.
A princess who doesn't know she's a princess, doesn't know how to walk in high heels or wear dresses,
Yes.
doesn't know what to do with her crazy hair.
Yes. Yes. Until they pluck it.
I hope now she goes and rides in a limo and is all like, oh!
Okay, let's see. She looked down. The right side seam of the skirt had torn a good 2 inches. The doorbell chimed impatiently, and accompanied by an authoritative knock.
Ooh.
No time for needle and thread. She needed duct tape. Shuffling to the kitchen, she scavenged some duct tape from the junk drawer and repaired the torn seam. Praying that her hair still looked decent, she finally jerked open her front door, blowing at a curl that flopped over her left eye. The man waiting on her doorstep, whom she presumed was her half-brother's chauffeur, was her birthday wish fantasy come to life.
So she's got the hots for the chauffeur.
Tall enough to be imposing, he fit the image of the dark hero in every romantic novel she devoured in her youth.
She devoured novels?
Romance novels. This is why she's so screwed up, because when she was 6, she was reading Harlequins. Oh my god, abusive men are so sexy. Dark brows winged over eyes that were full of intelligence and capable of great arrogance. Apparently she's psychic. She knows that he's capable.
She knows what his eyebrows are capable of?
Yes, before they actually... Oh god, yeah. The refined strength in his full lips and aquiline nose made her shiver with appreciation.
Ew.
He's got strength in his nose! He's got a strong nose!
Does it say that?
I will read this one again.
Thank you.
Oh god. The refined strength in his full lips and aquiline nose made her shiver with appreciation. He's got a tough nose.
That makes me shiver.
Well, me too. Does your husband have a strong nose?
I don't know. I don't ever recall shivering at the side of his nose, so probably not.
I know that I'm a Luddite and all, but does that mean it's still doing its thing over there?
It's just spying on us all creepy style.
Oh,
so we don't know that
musical.
it's on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh my god. Okay.
Is this still the first freaking chapter?
Yeah, we've got quite a bit to go here.
What?
I know. I'm sorry. Though broad in his shoulders and obviously athletic, she had a feeling this man had cracked the spines of dozens of books in his lifetime. Hundreds, even.
Good for you.
He did not, however, look friendly. She tucked the curl away from her eye. Did her hair look worse than she'd originally diagnosed? She diagnoses her haircuts, her hairdos.
Oh, she's a doctor?
With the duct tape rubbing against her leg and the water-filled chambers of her bra pressing against her breasts, she felt like a fraud.
Good.
And she suspected this man knew it. Then we introduce our hero. Prince Lawrence of Ducharme rarely found himself rendered speechless. His first glimpse of Princess Charlotte Aurora was one of those rare moments. By the time she'd opened the door, he'd been about to summon Heinrich, his bodyguard, his boyfriend.
You were gonna say boyfriend.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome, Sauce. His bodyguard, fearful that she had come to harm. Mein Gott! What was she wearing? They are German. There was French before, now there's German. Ooh.
So confused.
With her outrageously brilliant dress in 3 varying shades of orange clinging to her generous curves and her golden skin dewy with heat, she looked aflame. And that hair.
Oh my god.
What man thinks that? And that hair.
Well, maybe it's really, really, really crazy with its volume, but it's like this.
Well, let's see.
So it's not, and the hair. It's, and the hair!
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, that I can believe. Amber curls corkscrewed in wild abandon around her head and shoulders, seizing him with an insane desire to catch one in his palm. How do you catch something in your palm?
It's like a snowflake.
I'm trying to catch one of your curls, your amber curls in my palm. It's not working, Libby.
Okay, maybe he's like a psychopath and he wants to like cut it off and the.
Oh, there we go. Yes. Okay, yes.
He wants to cut her hair.
Feeling aflame himself.
So he does have a boyfriend.
Warrant searched inward for the control he had mastered as a young boy,
Jedi.
while he took in the ripe, golden cleavage that should only be revealed to her husband on their wedding night. To him. Okay, so he's a pig, too. Sharp talons of frustration and grief curled into his heart. Yeah.
Curling talons.
Sharp curling talons of frustration and grief. His first and only love might have deliberately ended her life 3 years ago because he was honor-bound to marry the woman standing in front of him. The never-ending questions about Marielle's death had been the reason he was embarking on this charade of posing as his own deputy secretary. Oh, this is why.
Okay, wait. This is not her brother? This is the guy she's supposed to marry?
This is the prince guy who's pretending to be a bodyguard. And
okay.
And now we're learning why.
Alright.
Because Marielle died. And he's got questions about her death.
Mm.
She may have killed herself. He would never be convinced that she'd died by her own hand, no matter how deeply he'd hurt her that night by breaking off their relationship. Marielle had had too much self-esteem to dabble in recreational drugs. No comment. No, Laurent was convinced that someone had slipped her the drugs and that her death had darker political roots. To ensure his infatuation with her wouldn't threaten the marriage treaty between Esther and Ducharme, or to implicate him in her death and cause a scandal that might induce Prince Olivier to rescind the treaty. Laurent was determined to keep his presence in California and his identity a secret to protect Charlotte Aurora. He would never forgive himself for failing to protect Marielle. Okay, it's 2000 whatever when this book came out. What is it? 2004.
Okay.
The internet exists.
Yes.
And there are how many princes in the world?
Probably 2.
So, how many pictures of him are there on the internet? 412 billion. And she's just learned that she's a princess. So she's going to do what now?
Read books.
Oh, that's right. She's going to crack the spines in more books.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That explains it all. Whew. Okay. I'm sorry I'm late, Princess Aurora said, her cheeks pinking becomingly. They pink.
Pinking?
They pinking.
Like pinking shears?
Like yes, they have. They're
all
jagged.
zigzaggy?
They're zigzaggy. Yeah, that's really hot. Men
I hate
find
it when they do that.
and find that really. Okay, well, let's see. He's German, right? No need to apologize, Your Serene Highness. Oops, that's not German.
What was that, Russian?
I think that was Spanish. No need to apologize, Your Serene Highness, he said with a formal bow. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Sebastian Guimond. I hold the position of Deputy Secretary. Prince Olivier dispatched me to escort you to his hotel. The car is waiting out front. Pleased to meet you, Mr. Guimond.
Reborn.
It's Guimond.
Oh.
Or
Sorry.
Guimound, I guess I could call him, but that would be too much fun. Her eyes were an unusual shade of violet blue, like the hyacinths, a gift from the Netherlands, that bloomed in the spring in the royal gardens of Ducharme. What?
Is that what this guy is thinking?
Yes, that's what Prince Guimond is thinking. The fake bodyguard. The fate of 2 countries and the resolution of a 300-year-old feud hung in the balance of his union with this woman. 300 years earlier, Charlotte Aurora's ancestors had purchased land from a bankrupt member of his family and had formed the country of Esther. That land had previously been under Falkenberg rule for 4 centuries. Like we care. Laurent's father and Charlotte Aurora's father had hoped that the marriage treaty would put an end to the feud between their 2 countries and improve economic and diplomatic relations. But now that Prince Olivier had confided to Laurent that his passion for mountain biking had rendered him sterile, the treaty would change Esther's history. I'm sorry, I have to read that again. But now that Prince Olivier had confided to Laurent that his passion for mountain biking had rendered him sterile, the treaty would change Esther's history. The tiny principality would one day return to Falkenberg rule under the reign of Laurent's firstborn son, who hopefully wouldn't be a mountain biker. How, in God's name, does a passion for mountain biking make you sterile?
Sometimes when you're just really passionate about stuff, it happens. It's science.
Your wiener falls off? I mean, what happened?
It can happen.
I don't understand! I mean, maybe he was born that way, but no. Okay, anyway. Mountain biking. Oh, who knew? Pause for hilarity.
That's gonna be like the tagline of this podcast. His wiener fell off!
My parents will be so proud to know that I go down in posterity for saying, what, his wiener fell? Oh my god.
Oh my god. For exclaiming wiener on the internet in a shrill voice.
Hey, Anthony Weiner already covered that territory. Shrill voice. Wiener!
Oh god.
Oh god. Okay, let me see how many pages we have. Oh, we only have a couple more pages.
Oh, thank god.
All right.
I don't think I can run the sewing machine and listen to you, or like, hear you through all of this at the same time.
Right.
So I'm just pinning stuff to stuff.
Okay, well. Whew. With rumors of Prince Olivier's infertility circulating in the tabloids, Laurent feared that Princess Charlotte Aurora's timely reappearance and the announcement of their engagement would be greeted with suspicion and resistance.
But I thought resistance was futile.
Laurent and Olivier were both agreed that they had to
Laurent and Olivier. Wonder what movie she's been watching.
They have to protect Charlotte Aurora from the possible threats against her life and prepare her for the future that lay ahead of her. Laurent remembered his role and cleared his throat, disconcerted by the vulnerability gleaming in Princess Charlotte Aurora's blue eyes. Okay, if we say those three names again, I'm gonna smack somebody. Rory is bad enough, but Princess Charlotte Aurora is almost as bad as the lawyer. She wore very little makeup, applied inexpertly, not that she needed much with her flawless skin. Permit me to say you look lovely, madam. Oh, I guess I'm suddenly Dracula. While he hoped to put her more at ease, his compliment appeared to make her more nervous. Thank you. Ducking her head, she lifted her skirt with one hand, wrinkling the delicate fabric as she stepped timidly onto the cobbled front stoop, closing the door behind her.
This is all happening and they're still standing there at the frickin' front door.
Yes.
Let me just stare at you and take this all in, creepily.
Yes.
Then lead you to the car.
Then be like, oh, you look nice. Let's go to the car. Then
I will suck your blood.
She dug her house key out of her evening bag. No, that's her mom's evening bag. With shaking hands. Okay, she's got both hands in her bag. Who's holding the bag? Is he holding it for her while she digs in it with both hands?
He must be.
It's an evening bag. How big is it?
Oh man, good question.
Then promptly dropped it at her feet. Allow me.
He dropped it?
Yes, apparently.
Plus.
Oh my god. She dug her house key out of her evening bag with shaking hands, then promptly dropped it at her feet. What did she drop? The bag or the keys?
Her arms?
Your arms just dropped off. Allow me, madame. Laurent gallantly pretended not to notice her clumsiness. When he bent to retrieve her keys, he noticed that her toes were as erotically golden
Oh my god.
as the rest of her, and one of them was encircled with an inscribed gold band.
Her toes were gold?
Her her erotically golden toes.
Her toes are made of gold.
Yes. And they have a gold band around one of them. He locked her door, then offered her his arm, first checking with Heinrich to ensure it was safe to proceed to the car. Heinrich signaled that all was clear. As they walked down the cobblestone path, Laurent felt the quivering of Charlotte Aurora's fingers on the sleeve of his jacket. Fresh doubts overtook him as he tried to imagine sharing his life with this awkward creature. His stomach...
She's like the Gollum or something. This awkward creature. My precious.
His stomach tensed at the thought of those amber curls tumbling across the cool linens of his bed.
Sick.
Curling around his fingers. She was not as polished nor as sophisticated as he had hoped. She moved unsteadily in her shoes, as if walking on ice. He would have his work cut out for him training her to be a proper princess to her people, and his.
Seen it.
Prince Olivier had informed him that the princess had been unaware of her title and her heritage until this morning. No doubt it had come as a shock, he thought with a large measure of sympathy. He could only imagine what her reaction to the news of their arranged marriage might be. He'd been spoon-fed the importance of their betrothal along with his morning porridge.
Porridge.
This morning, you mean? Oh, spoon-fed. I guess that means when he was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Who's that? The princess whispered timidly when she saw Heinrich. At 6'3", Heinrich was solid, imposing muscle. His head, which Heinrich kept razored in a brush cut, reminded Laurent of a boulder. That's Heinrich. Oh, that's Heinrich, one of the prince's bodyguards, he said simply. Your brother wanted you to have protection. Heinrich opened the rear door of the limo for them. Although Heinrich's vigilant presence drew unnecessary attention, Laurent was not taking any chances with his princess's safety. There was too much at stake. A second car containing 4 other bodyguards would follow them at a discreet distance. Because then they could not get killed in the bomb blast radius. And they could, say what happened.
Yeah.
They could be witnesses. As Princess Charlotte Aurora endeavored to seat her royal person, an awkward movement, to be sure, in that tight-fitting gown, Princess Laurent heard the ominous tearing of fabric.
She endeavored?
She endeavored to seat herself, her royal person.
Someone's been using the thesaurus.
It's the most dangerous dinosaur of them all, the thesaurus. Shoot! A deep flush spread from the princess's face to her generous cleavage as she gazed in dismay at the damage to her gown. A slit the width of his hand revealed the delicate shape of her ankle. Her ankle. And there appeared to be a peculiar object dangling from the hem of her gown. Prince Laurent saw no need to embarrass her further by drawing her attention to it.
It was her wiener.
It was Prince Laurent. It was Prince Olivier's wiener. It was just it got stuck in the limo somehow after a mountain biking.
That's where it was.
Oh my god. The sheen of tears dampened her eyes.
Oh god.
Oh my god, they dampened her eyes.
Woo!
Oh. He touched her arm in the lightest of caresses and attempted to salvage her pride, remembering the many occasions in his life when he felt suffocated by his title and his duties and wished that he were anyone but the crown prince. Take me at my word, madam. You look so radiant in that gown, no one will be paying attention to the hem. Really? A tremulous smile bubbled on her lips.
Ew. She kind of drooly.
Yes. A smile so filled with naivete that he feared the machinations and frustrations of life in the royal court would destroy her fragile confidence in a week's time, if not sooner. Her mother hadn't lasted more than 2 years in the stare. Indeed, he assured her, catching the tropical scent of her hair. Coconut, mangoes, and pineapple. He will You will be dining privately with your half-brother in his suite. Well, in that case, to his amazement, she leaned over and removed what appeared to be some form of shiny adhesive tape from the hem of her skirt. Then she grasped the torn edges of her skirt and ripped it up to a point just below her knee. She appeared at him through her lashes. Now I'll be able to walk without breaking my leg. Prince Lawrence should have been appalled by her lack of decorum. A princess tearing off her clothing in the back seat of an automobile,
Stripper!
and in full view of the hired chauffeur whose integrity could no doubt be sold to the highest bidder. This was exactly the kind of situation that made salacious headlines in the press. But oddly, he felt like laughing. She was such a study in contrasts. Her forthright ingenuousness and the provocative glimpse of her tanned calf were a fascinating combination. His princess possessed lovely legs.
She possessed them.
As he walked around the limo, he visualized her golden legs twined tightly about his hips.
Her legs are golden too?
Her belly swelling with his hair.
Ew.
And her children playing in the palace garden.
Sick, dude.
He deliberately set his jaw as his body betrayed him by reacting against his wishes to the images.
Oh my god. And then his wiener fell off.
Images that both tempted and tortured him. His mouth pressed into a thin line. He would do his duty to his country and marry Charlotte Aurora. He would produce an heir, but he would never love her. Not the way he loved Marielle. Or his mother had foolishly loved his father. He of all people knew love had no place in a royal marriage. Thank God it's the end of the chapter.
Oh my god. Woo!
Dear Jesus Christ. Wow, that was bad.
Man. I don't even know what to say about that.
I don't either.
Good night.
If you stuck around this long, you are crazy. We are sorry.